I'm from the Irishman in the kitchen, and we are cooking the other white meat today.
Yes, we have a pork medallion here, an pistachio-encrusted pork medallion.
What is the pork medallion? What form of the meat? Is that the loin?
It's the pork tenderloin, right? We clean it up, and then we'll cut it into pieces, and then flatten it out, so you have the medallion appearance here, and then we just use we're going to use our basic flour, egg wash, and then pistachios here. We have mixed with breadcrumbs, and just spread them off and fry them.
Every time I think of cooking with pork, I always think of I just have to be very careful, and I'm just a little bit uneasy.
A little bit uneasy about cooking with it?
Do you have to take extra precautions when cooking with pork?
I don't take any extra precautions I wouldn't take with chicken, basically. It's just I kind of treat them the same way. You know, you always want to be careful you don't cross-contaminate anything. You don't want to touch, you know, anything. And then
Separate.
always wash your hand, keep things separate. If you use a glove, you want to take the glove off and try not to spread anything around between the food.
Good advice. What are some of the ingredients people need?
Well, besides the pistachio crusting we have here, we're also going to put a pan sauce over it. We have garlic, shallot, a little bit of our Irish mustard, which this is, you could probably buy something comparable to this. I have a little grain mustard, a little Dijon mustard, and a little honey in there. You can probably buy something comparable to that.
Wegmans has something with a grainy
Do they?
Yeah,
that would probably be good, and maybe mix that with a little bit of honey, and you'd probably be good to go. And then we're basically just going to take that with a little heavy cream, cook that off, and make a nice little cream sauce to put over the medallions.
Is this just seasoned bread crumbs with crushed up pistachios?
Yeah, we actually throw them in the food processor. We have pistachios, breadcrumbs, a little salt pepper mix, seasoning, and yep, and that's the base for it. And then we just fry it off, finish it in the oven, and serve it over mashed potatoes. And then with our rustic vegetable we have here, we saute off.
From start to finish, how long do you think?
This one is probably going to take about 15 to 20 minutes.
It's a quick dish.
It's very quick. I mean, basically, by the time the medallions are done in the pan, they're almost halfway cooked, so you just have to finish them in the oven. So.
Excellent. When we come back, we're going to get started with our first step.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Kitchen with Chef Tom, and it's time to bread and crust up the pork.
Yeah, we're going to throw a little bit of the pistachio crust on here. Just lightly flour this is, of course, after we've cleaned up the pork tenderloin.
Do you wash it, too, just like chicken?
You can rinse it off. It wouldn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to rinse anything off. You know, that's kind of been my experience with this. And like we talked about with this, you basically just cook it. If you are worried about everything, you can just cook it a little more well done. Make sure you don't. Some people do order this on the rare side, though, at the restaurant. And
I heard these days pork is very safe. And
yeah, it's a lot safer than it used to be. But you know, some people, if you want to play it safer, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt probably to cook it a little bit longer. So once we have our egg wash on there, we just get a nice crusting of the pistachios.
What do you have in here? Oil?
Yeah, just oil, just vegetable. Actually, it's a 75-25 blend, I believe.
75-25.
Vegetable oil, and
corn oil.
Corn oil, I believe. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. That was just
I was drawing a blank there.
Could have been no, but you know what? It's good that you went with it.
Right. Why not?
All right. You know, the Irishman. You have another pork dish that is very popular.
Yes, we have a bacon-wrapped pork tenderloin, which, I mean, you can't go wrong. Anything wrapped in bacon, as far as I'm concerned, you can't go wrong with. Right. And we roast off some garlic, and we have some fresh herbs in there, like fresh basil, mint, thyme, and everything. So it's a very popular dish. I like that one. I mean, I like both pork dishes, but I'd probably say I prefer that one.
This is the Irishman menu. It's like a book. You have so many entrees, appetizers, snacks. You also have beer, right, I think?
Yeah, we've been known to drink some beer occasionally at the Irishman.
How many beers do you have on tap?
On tap, I believe we have between 8 and 9, I want to say right now. We have a double Guinness barrel over there, because, you know, you can never drink too much Guinness. You need access to that at many times there. And
it has lower alcohol.
It does. That's what all their fans, all the supporters of it will tell you.
After the 12th one.
Yeah, well, yes. They don't include the numbers involved.
Right. Okay, we'll finish this up and then finish up the dish. Try it out when we come back.
Fry it off, throw it in the oven. Sounds good.
Excellent. We'll be back. We are ready to put everything together right now. We have the pistachio-encrusted pork medallions inside the oven.
Yep, we fried those off. We're going to finish, the oven is set at 350. We're going to finish those off for between 5 and 10 minutes.
With pork, if you're like me and you're worried, what should it be at with the temperature, like 170 or something like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I go 350. That's generally like where I like to go with most temperatures and everything. And, you know, just basically leave it in longer. That way it doesn't burn. You know, it's a nice low temp, but you can just leave it in longer if that's what you want. Ooh, oh, we had a little incident there. And then, yeah, basically you cook the pork through. I have one in that I've cooked a little bit longer for you, just so there's no concerns. You know, I try.
Have the ME right near me.
Yeah, pork's a little bit safer, though, like we said, so you shouldn't have to worry.
Yeah, they're very careful with that now.
Right.
Okay, so you're putting the vegetables in and you're making the sauce.
Yes, I'm going to make a cream sauce here. I'm going to start off
Should I turn
Well,
this
yeah,
on?
we can turn that on. Thank you. That would be helpful.
There
There we go. All right, little garlic, little shallot, little butter. And then we're just going to add our Irish mustard, which we have used before. A little spicy. It's got a little flavor to it. A little honey in there. Yep. A little actual butter. We use that just to prevent, that butter prevents it from burning, but the actual, if you put in just straight butter in the sauce like that, chances are it'll burn. So that is why we use that. And then I'm just going to saute off some of my veggies here. This is our root vegetable mix that we use at the Irishman. We have some squash, zucchini, carrots.
Good winter mix.
Yeah, it's a good winter mix. We used asparagus for a while and decided to change it up here for the winter. So then we'll put a little bit of garlic and some salt and pepper mix in there.
What would you say is your most popular dish at the Irishman?
Well, believe it or not, I would say our Guinness beer battered fish fry is probably up there.
Really? And
Yes.
you serve this only on Fridays or every day?
No, we serve it every day. You can come in and get a fish fry at the Irishman. So
Did you guys start out doing that, or did you just suddenly, because it was so popular, decide, hey, we're going to try
I
it?
believe they started off actually always offering it. That was just kind of one of the staple items. That with the shepherd's pie, the mac and cheese that we offer. That's so one of the Irish kind of part of the whole Irish staple theme and everything.
Do you guys take reservations, or can you?
We do
is there
take reservations.
Usually a wait.
There's not
Fridays or
usually a
something?
wait. On Friday and Saturday, it could be a little bit, so you might be better off calling ahead. The number is 626-2670.
We'll have that linked to our website, wingingit.tv.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got the butter boiling now. You're adding a little
Yeah,
heavy
basically,
cream.
of course, I'm adding some heavy cream. I've cooked down the garlic and shallot a little bit with the butter, and we're just going to let that cream come up to temp and heat up a little bit there.
If you just heat cream, because it starts out so watery, eventually it will just, reduce and become creamier?
Well,
You have to add something in there to make it creamy.
the cream is already thicker actually, so I mean that's already kind of cooked down, and we're just going to cook it down even further. I don't have to add anything
To make it
that,
thicker?
no. And you get also, I mean, for whipped cream, all you have to do is basically whip that and add a stabilizer. Just put it in the mixer and mix it for a while, and that's going to make a nice homemade whipped cream for you. I've done
Or
that
just add a
before.
spoon.
Yes. As you can see, like this, as it's starting to bubble up here, it's starting to reduce a little bit.
Okay.
And then I'm going to add my Irish mustard here at the very end. And as that cooks down, that should give it a little bit of flavor in with the heavy cream. Should give it a nice sauce for the pork. My veg are good to go here. And as you can see at our dish at the Irishman here, we do serve with our mashed potatoes.
And I do love that. What is that thing that I really like, the mashed with the potato ball
The
thing?
boxty potato.
Yeah.
Yes, the boxty potato cake. That is very popular.
And you have desserts, too.
All our desserts are homemade. We make everything in-house. Cheesecake. We have pecan pie right now we're featuring.
Ooh.
We have a creme brulee. We have, I'm drawing a blank right now, peanut butter pie. So lots of dessert options.
Should I take this off? Or no, stay?
Give it another 10 seconds or so. Looks like it's getting there, though. And then, as you can see, we just put the pork down there.
Wow. Now,
That
let
sauce
you
looks
do
pretty good.
that.
That looks nice and thick. We'll get a little sauce on there. And then some of our rustic veg. Oh,
Just don't want to
having issues with that
Right.
middle burner. And that's the finished product.
that.
Is the
I
pork-
love all the sauces that you
Is the
bring.
pork cooked okay for you? A little?
Yes.
All right, good.
My life is in your hands. I have 2 children and a husband. They will be calling you shortly.
I think you'll be okay, I hope.
That's delicious. And it's
Good.
so tender.
It is. Yeah, with the pork tenderloin, you get that. It's a bit more tender part of the meat, so.
If you cook it too long, can you ruin that?
Oh, you can. Yes, if you do it too long, it'll definitely tend to overdo. That's why I kind of tend to go to medium temp, maybe medium well.
All right. When we come back, you have a fantastic second helping, a healthier one.
I do, yes, for a change.
We'll be right back. I love that. For something lighter, using the pistachios, still get a little protein.
Yeah.
Chef Tom from the Irishman, you're making a salad.
I'm actually, yes, making a salad here. This doesn't happen too often here on my segment, but
You
figured
guys
this works.
sell a lot of salads?
Actually, we do. During lunch, especially, our salads and wraps are very popular. So, I'm just taking basically some blue cheese dressing. Obviously, you can this is the one we make in-house. We make all our dressings in-house at the Irishman, but you can just obviously buy some blue cheese. I have some golden raisins here. Again, you can substitute normal raisins. I mean, the flavor's a little bit different, but this is the one we use on the menu. And then we have, of course, the pistachios that we used in the previous dish.
Just use whole pistachios.
Yeah, but I think whole pistachios are better for this. Give it a little more texture to the salad. And obviously, pretty basically here, just toss everything up, and
What's your famous, most popular salad? Gosh, you've got a lot of them. You've got about 10 or 11 of them.
we have a lot of everything on the menu. Most popular salad,
Like a Cobb salad or something like that?
the veggie salad is very, yeah, probably the Cobb, I would say. The Cobb, everything, you know, you get all the different components on there. That's pretty popular. The black and blue salad, veggie salad are very popular. And as you can see, we have a nice coating there, and then we'll just put the pistachios and raisins on top. Some tomatoes.
I love it when you get a bite of everything.
Yeah,
it's like
when you get all the
Thanksgiving.
components,
Yep.
right?
You get some nuts, you get the raisins.
And our blue cheese dressing that we make in house, it's a little bit different. It's got a little bit of heat to it actually. So it actually kind of adds a little complexity to the flavor of the salad, I think.
Now, I know most of our viewers probably know, but once again, remind them where the Irishman is.
The Irishman is 5601 Main Street in the village of Williamsville.
Landmarks?
It's right next to the municipal building, like Williamsville, directly on Main Street, right there. So between Union and Young's on Main Street.
Open 7 days a week?
Yes.
7 days a week, and you're there like 6.5 of those days.
Yeah, 5, 6, depending. I'll be a little bit more here, but we'll figure it out.
Excellent. Thanks so
Thank you.
much.